And good morning, people. Welcome back to Jade Cocoon 2. Without much further ado, I present to you interactions in the Full Forests on repeat run-throughs of the forest, not your initial ones. Remember, if you go through the boss, these disappear. So there is that. Anyways, onward.
Hey, what's in that huge backpack you carry? I keep wondering.
Maybe books, or something like that.
I have many things needed for my research, but what can I say?
What can you say? What is it? What?
A pillow. I cannot do good research without it.
A pillow? How do you use that in your orb research?
Why, I put my head on it. I just cannot get a good rest without my pillow.
But still, there's no need to take everything into the forest.
I may need to get into the habit of spending the night in the forest. Good ideas come from a good rest. See?
You've got a brave face. You've got spirit. Want to go at it?
Sure, I'll take you on.
All right, let's do it. Here goes.
Okay, here goes.
The first attack wins. Speed is life. That's awful. Terrible. I didn't hear that. You did pretty good. Nice attacks. But your guarding needs help. Anyway, to commemorate your victory over me, take this. This? It's like a point card. Collect them for something good. Hey, let's fight again. That was a good attack.
Wow, this is very interesting.
Dr. Gill, what are you doing?
I am observing plants. There are many unique plants in the forest.
Let me tell you, none of the plants around here are edible.
I am not eating them, just observing.
These plants are all over the wind forest.
I have gotten used to it, but outside the temple, there are many unusual ones.
Plants that are neither pretty nor edible certainly don't excite me.
I do get excited by unusual ones, even if they are neither pretty nor edible. There's still more. Gee, this is exciting.
Oh, Sonny. Did you find lots of beasts? Tried some Nas?
Yeah, but I couldn't quite figure out how to use them.
Nas are good. If you're going to use water magic, use Nas.
But what about their attacks? They're not very strong, right?
It is true that their attacks are not very strong, but you can use them with work. The water formation itself is not for attacking. Each of the formations is used according to its own purpose. Think of why the Beast Amulet has 4 formations. The Water Divine Beasts are certainly plain, but they are necessary.
Hey, I spy an enemy. Let's execute. Want a battle?
Battle? Of course!
Don't know your place. If you regret this later, don't blame me.
Come on, let's fight!
Hey! You like slimies? You like slitheries? I had a good dream. Ephemeral slime. Kahu, you are strong, Slither. Commander Vanilla, we're not done yet. We'll fight more. Here you go. Take it. That's awesome! But sell it and I'll never forgive you. Well, see ya. Kahu, you are a Slimer, Slither!
Using Ags?
Not as much as you, sir. But do you put Og Divine Beasts on a fire formation?
Of course, if you're a man, the special attacks inflict big damage, even if you lose health points. A man among men, born to attack, live to attack. That is an Og! One shot, killer attack.
You know, we finished.
The job! You're not...
I just finished.
Seriously?
We gotta get one.
Of course!
Thank you.
Somebody please
Oh, your job.
Seriously?
You know, we finished the.
Sorry to keep.
Huh? Really? Here's your reward.
Let's take a moment out of my going through things, going through forests, and show some merging, shall we? Merging in this game is essential, you could say. It's also kind of finicky. Not finicky in the way that it's hard to understand, no. Finicky as in you really don't want to do it now. We've got a lot of game to go through. And the things I'm just about to merge onto my beasts aren't what I want in the late game.
Hello, how are you doing?
Because I don't want to use... Let's go to Ramaus here. So yeah, I'm going to be up in its fire evolution, and I am going to go with burn shot. 10 strength is not a lot. Later on, I want bigger amounts. 10 strength later on in the game is almost nothing. It's good for now. Let me stress that, it is good for now. But when I get 4, 5, 6 levels down in the forest, 10 strength is nothing. Speed 15 is nothing. Wisdom 10 is nothing. Skill talent, yes, that one can work. Doing more, or getting more critical hits more often. Yes, that one can work. But it's not just on the fire side. There's speed up plus 15, one which is plus 15. Leaf killer, don't want that. I've gone through why the killer abilities aren't good. They only do a small amount, and it's a specific type. So no, a killer ability is no good for later on. Spirit 15. Wind power ups wisdom and speed. Fairly good, but I believe that's a set amount as well. Coup killer again. HP plus 30. That one's okay, but still later iterations will be much better. MP plus 30, same thing. Vitality plus 15. And I believe the water one has similar things. So right now, yeah, anti-critical, that one's a good one for the late game, I will admit that one. Preventing critical hits, yeah, that one's okay. Getting extra experience points, not necessary. Not necessary in the late game. You're going to get lots of experience from your fights. Wisdom plus 10, guts resurrects if finished off. You don't really want your beast getting low health. That's what healing's for. So really, I'm going to be merging my beasts now because I do they're at max level now. Level 20 is the max they can go to without being merged. However, these groups are these initial groups of beasts that I'm using will disappear in place of my main team, which is going to be after half the game. Because they just fall off because you don't have the stats, and it will take too long to get what you want on them because experience requirements go up dramatically. Right now I've spent about 5,500 experience just to get these to level 20. Later on, let's say 4 or 5 merges down the line, you're looking at to get to level 15 5 to 10 times that much, and experience from fights doesn't increase as much as experience required in this game. It does not. So I'm going to be doing my merges now. I'll be showing all my merges, but don't expect this team or anything I've been doing right now to matter in the long run. So, Nagelchew. I want extra strength on my hitters. So my beast and the sea beast has created a new egg. And hatching it. Comes out the new baby. It is back to level 1. So I've got extra strength, 10 strength. I've got a new better ability in burn shot. And generally when I have done a merge, I add the number of how many merges is on at the end. So this is Ramal's 1. So let's go on to Bruiser. He's going to have exactly the same thing, because yes, I want strength. He doesn't need it, but yeah. Again, Bruiser 1. And finally, the only one I haven't named, Ginny. This one, obviously, I'm going to go with its counterpart in the Ginui, Medinith and Guts. You can skip out this animation by pressing the start button, so you don't have to watch it all the time. Same with the hatching. I'm just placing it there for ease of reach. They're not staying exactly on those positions. So what has merging given me? So let's go to my Mouse. Right. Remember, I've got an extra 10 strength from the ability. So what I had when it was level 20, I had 154 health. I now have 137. Not a great drop. I had 121 MP. I now have 107. Again, except not a great drop. I had 35 strength. I would have, without the plus 10, 31. 30 vitality. I've got 27 now. Speed of 36, 32 now. Wisdom of 31 and a spirit of 32. It's now 27 and 28 respectively. If you think back to what his stats were when he was level 1 with no merges, you can see how big a difference just one merge has made. His base stats, I believe, have gone up by about 10 each. So merging makes them stronger so much more. Merging is essential if you want to go further in this game. You also notice down the bottom, experience to next level 39. If you remember the level 1 to level 2 of Ramaus before, it was 13. 3 times as much, roughly. I believe it was 13, it might have been slightly different, but I believe it was 13. So 3 times as much. Ginny's stats have, you basically get the same amount of percentage per merge when you get to level 20. So I believe I've got around about 80% of the stats I had at the end when level 20 to go to level 1. It's a fairly good trade. Yeah, and Bruiser's strength is now 52. It was 47. So pretty much the gain in strength, but it would have been 42 without the plus 10 that you get through the merge. You might also notice that there's some pips up in the top right on the evolution bar. I now have 4 pips on Bruiser, 4 pips on Ginny, 2 pips on Ramaus. Merging has rules for evolution. If I get my list of stuff, got it over here somewhere. There it is. Evolution rule, merge rules. So basically, if you match up the species, so an Og to an Og, you get 1 pip. If you match up the exact line, so a luck egg, so the Nagglechew to a Nagglechew, or the Nagglechew evolution line to the Nagglechew evolution line, you get 1 pip. If you match up its element, you get 1 pip. And for the skill level, so I've merged it to a D, you get 1 pip. If you merge it to a C skill, you get 2. If you merge it to a B, 3, A, 4, S, 5. Currently at 4 pips, nothing really has changed. When I get to 5 next time, you'll see a big change. So with Bruiser, I matched up all of the requirements there, basically. I matched up its species, I matched up the exact line, I matched up the element, and I gave it a D skill, so that's 4 pips. It was the same with Ginny. I matched up its species, I matched up the exact line, I matched up the element, and I gave it a D skill. Ramaus, however, I do not have its exact line. I do not have a match-up in species. So all I could match up was the element and give it a D skill. Why I've only got 2 pips there. That evolution bar is extremely important in terms of stats, because when they evolve from baby to adult to further, their stats go up. Remember, they evolved from adults, they got merged from adults back to baby. If this was to go to a adult now, its stats would be better than it was at level 20. Hope you're understanding how important merging is and how pointless it is right now. It's extremely important, extremely pointless, both at the same time in the early game. It's a frustrating mechanic, but an essential mechanic. You will spend more time working out what you're doing with your merging in this game than likely in actual fights. I have in front of me how I'm setting out my entire team for this, my entire teams, sorry, for this entire game, which spent me a more time in one day than I have recorded so far. Actually, I believe it took me a few days to completely finish. There is a lot of work to go in to create a good team. You can create mediocre teams. You can create bad teams very easily. But to create a good team, the amount of work is almost absurd. It's one of the niggles of this game. You just have to live with it, unfortunately. Still, now that they've been merged, I can actually get on with continuing on. I want to get a few more levels, so I've got a couple more forests to go through. I believe I've only done 2 so far. But then I'm going to go and grab my 4th slot with the advancement test. So yeah, I will be back for that, and then we'll continue on with the forests and continue on with the game. So back soon.